Thank you for joining us. I'm Carol Robinson, Marketing Manager with Advantage. Our client success teams help Advantage users leverage powerful media, project management, and accounting features. The implementation and training team provides clients with guidance to set up and use the software according to their specific needs. And our software support team is a lifeline available to every Advantage user. Each member of these teams maintains an extremely high level of product knowledge. So we asked them, what's your favorite feature? And here's what they said.
Hey everybody, this is Larry at Advantage with software support. And I'm just wondering, have you ever been cornered and peppered with questions about where you're at with certain projects, or keeping the dollars in check, or how the agency is otherwise doing? Well, one of the things I like about WebVantage is that it can make you the status meeting hero. Let me show you what I'm talking about. For instance, if you're trying to give a status report to the account people, maybe the QVA dashboard will have that information quickly and handily. As you can see, when we first come in here, everything is listed at the component level. So I can see by component where we're at, red, green, or otherwise here if it's not been approved yet. But we can quickly see how we're doing. You decide when that flips to red, you set the threshold. You can kind of quickly see at a high level where your projects are at dollar-wise. And you can drill down to more detail if needed. Again, note that this is at the component level, and so we're seeing this particular job, which has 3 components, and you could have jobs that have many more than that. Each component has their listing, but if you wanted to see how the job is doing as a whole, click the job button. And I'm going to have to sort this to get that job 281 up near the top here, but now we're seeing all the components underneath this job combined together. So you can review the details by job with all the components included. What if you have multiple jobs and multiple components that are part of a campaign? Do it by campaign. These campaigns may have many jobs and components underneath them, but here they're all totaled together to give you the big picture view by campaign. If you set up your campaign estimates through a master job for that campaign, or just an estimate for the campaign itself, you have that option as well. So whether reviewing by campaign or by job or by individual components of those jobs, that's all quickly available here. If you see something that startles you, why are we at 200%? Drill down to the detail, see the summary by function, drill down to the detail if you need to see the details of what make up those function totals. Each of these screens have the export to Excel icon. So if you need to make that a report or somehow get that status on paper somehow, you can certainly do that with that export to Excel icon on all of these screens. Quick information in dashboard format that can give you the information you need to be status report hero.
Hi everybody, it's Dee from the Implementation and Training Department. And today I'm going to talk about an application that I really love. It's a huge time saver for any of our clients who uses our media planning tool, especially for digital, and you are looking for an efficient way to actualize your media plans and update your orders all within one application. That application is called the Digital and Media Campaign Manager. You can do other media, non-broadcast media types, but really for digital, it's a huge time saver. I can choose how I want to actualize. So I can either actualize and not roll forward. So I'm going to update the existing order line to match the AP with no roll forward occurring. I can roll forward all, which is going to update the remaining periods and split evenly the variance. So it will take whatever's left over either above or below, and evenly break it out for any periods left in the media plan. And then the last one is going to be my roll forward percent. So this is going to update the periods and months based on the plan spend percentages. So for example, it's based on how it was weighted. So if you had a lot of impressions at the beginning of the plan, and then you spent the next month, 25% of that plan and 15% of the plan in the following month, it would actually break out the roll forward amount based on those percentages. So that kind of is how it's going to split out. So I'm just going to roll forward to my next month, and that's the option I'm going to choose. And once that does that, you can actually see the screen all updates, and all my remaining impressions, spend, and revenue are going to now be 0. And all I have to do is then click on Save. Once that is completed and it's saved, I can click Revise Orders, and it brings me right to my Create Order criteria. I'm going to click OK for that period, and then I'm going to click Save. So this is the same thing when you're creating orders in the media plan. It just did the one line I had selected. If I wanted to do all at once, I can revise them all at once. And again, just click OK, and then click Save, and then my orders are revised. Now, it does update the media plan. So once the plan has been actualized, and when you come in here, you will actually see all of the periods of time and amounts that have been actualized are going to be italics for you. Any of the period of times that have not are not going to be in italics. That way you know exactly when you're looking at the media plan what has been actualized and what has not. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope everybody has a great day.
Hi, this is Sean Hoffman. I work in implementation and a media training specialist here at Advantage. And I just wanted to show real quick this cool new broadcast invoice report we have. So for media, inside the media module, under reports, we have this broadcast invoice report. I'll go ahead and let's pick out some flight dates that we want to look at. I'm going to go ahead and just do the detail or the summary. There's a detail option and a summary option. And then I'm just going to go and pick on one client. We could do multiple clients, client division, product, or do them all. So I'm just going to pick one. Click OK. This did open on my other screen, so let's do this real quick. So this is a great report again to come in, and I can see that I'm missing a bunch of invoices here. Another order numbers we come down, 1175 pending approval. So some of these are pending, no invoices. Some have been approved. So this is a really quick just summary of all those invoices and order numbers and vendors to see where we are in those statuses. And then within there, there's also the detail for any of those invoices as well that we could pull. Thank you.
Hello, this is Amy with Advantage Implementation and Training. One of the features that I really like, and I use this quite often, is actually under the general ledger. It is under then exports, and then it's the GL detail query export. The one thing I like about this is this helps you find anything you might be looking for and where it was posted in the general ledger. The first thing you're going to do is click on the filter button, and you will choose a posting period from and to. Now, you can do one account at a time, or you can search a range of accounts, which is what I'm doing. You'll then see a preview button is now lit up since I filled out the filter. When I click the preview, the screen populates with all the transactions within the date range I asked it for and the accounts that I had asked for. What's really nice about this is it searches by transaction ID, then by account code. However, you always have the opportunity to use your filters. So maybe I want to focus on the foreign currency account. Maybe I want to focus on the accounts payable media account. So this is where you can narrow it down for what you're looking for. Another way that you could filter is in the amount column. We have a place. So let's say you're looking for some specific amount. We have a custom button where you can say, oh, okay, I am going to look for all transactions equaling $10,000 or equaling minus $10,000. This will give you any transactions that have negative and positive $10,000. The best piece that I look for here is the source. The source tells you where that transaction came from. You have APs, and here I have computer checks, journal entries. I even have recurring APs, and so on. So if I wanted to filter and just say, look for only my transactions that were journal entries, there's a journal entry. Bingo. Another thing that you can do with this query is, let's say you don't filter out and you want all of this to go into Excel so you can look for things. You can actually send this out to Excel. So there's an export button here, and you can send this out. I'm going to send it right out to my desktop, and then it's going to ask me if I want to open it. I'm going to say yes. So here's this query put into an Excel spreadsheet that you could sort and do whatever you need to do with. So I love this feature. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.
Hey everyone, this is Renee Lessig. I'm one of the implementation specialists with Advantage, and I want to tell you about one of my favorite features for accounting in Advantage, and that is the ability to download credit card transactions from the company paid credit card and create expense reports. This saves agencies time and energy and effort in trying to track down those expenses, figure out the client, the job, what the purchase was for, tracking down receipts. It really speeds up the process. And with just a little bit of setup, agencies can be doing this right away. I'm going to show you just how simple that is. This is a CSV file that I downloaded from American Express. I'm going to simply import it into Advantage. So from the home menu, I will go to Employee Expense Reports, and I'm going to import. I'm doing an import type of credit card, so I'm going to go to a new batch. I'm going to select my file. And bring it in. The next thing I'm going to do is import. Okay, so Alan Abel, all my employees now have expense reports that they will log into Advantage and choose the jobs, the functions. Okay, so now you can see I'm coming into Advantage. I'm myself. I'm going to find my expense report. And from here, I'll be able to make all the necessary changes to my expense report. So here you can see, my function description was please select. So that's telling me as an employee, I need to do something here. But what you'll notice is all the transaction information, the date, the description from the credit card company, and the amount have all been brought in. And now the employee can just complete their expense report as they normally would and submit it for approval.
Hi everyone, this is Amanda in Implementation, and I want to show something that I think is really cool within the General Ledger Report Writer. So if we have this report that maybe this one time we need to present it with the actual account breakout, I don't want to have to create a second report because it's just a one-time thing. How can I do that? If we go up to the Manage Rows, we can either click on our Edit button and we can change under our current assets, we can click on Edit and we can change our display type to say that we want full account, for example. Tell it to update, say OK, we'll give it a second to process, and then what it will do is actually list out all of the accounts under our current assets. So that's pretty awesome. Now I'm not done. So I want to see what makes up this $100 here. I can double click and it will actually show me all of the transactions that transpired in that account during that particular period. So now I'm ready to turn it back. How can I do it? I go back up to manage rows. I don't have to highlight the item and go into edit. What I can do is scroll over here, change my account or my display type back to description and OK, and it's all back to normal. That's pretty awesome. I want to show another feature that really did save an agency a lot of time and headache. And it might be simple, but it really is another one of those simply amazing features that we've got here in Advantage. What I'm going to show you is true of every single report within Advantage itself. There's a find feature or a search. So I'm printing, for example, previewing the job detail analysis report, and I want to try to find job 333. So yes, I could scroll through all 100 pages till I get to wherever job 333 is located on this report. Or I can come up here and click on this snazzy find icon, type in 333, hit the next button, and it takes me right to my job number. That's pretty awesome. And again, this is along every single report. Just type what you're looking for and it will take you there.
Hello, my name is Kelsey DiSanzo and I'm a project management implementation specialist. One of my favorite WebVantage settings is the security setting that you're able to set certain parameters around what your employees or peers can be able to access within the system. And what's really great about that is you're able to lock down certain dashboards as well as schedules for PMs, billing, financial data, and all different types of things. So over here on this main menu panel, you can see right now I'm signed in as a power user with WebVantage. So I'm able to see all these dashboards as well as all these different reports. Same thing in accounting and different pieces like that. But now with a couple quick security changes on the Advantage platform, I'm able to now come in logged in as this user and only see a couple dashboards and a couple different reporting options. And so what that means is you have flexibility into how much maintenance someone can control or how many financial dashboards or reports are available. So you're able to keep information private or information locked that cannot be changed. And I think that's a great feature for clients as your company is growing and your usage of the system is growing.
Hi, this is Adam McCoy, Project Management, Implementation, and Training Specialist. And for today, what I'd like to share, one of the benefits for me with WebVantage is the calendar. The calendar provides a lot of different views as far as your information for resource management to give you an accurate picture of what you have going on. So with that said, what I'm going to do is just show you a quick way to get to your calendar through your appointments button here on your desktop. And this again is showing us those items that we have from an assignments or a task standpoint in both. Let's take a look at the calendar because this one feature I really like. So if we look at the WebVantage calendar here in Aqua, it's going to default to your month view starting out. Now, one of the things I really like is if we look at our different calendar views, and again, looking at our month right now, you also have a day view. This is going to look just like when we accessed appointments on the desktop. The week view as well. But the big one for me, I really, really like the timeline. So this timeline view, it gives you a 2-week snapshot of the activity in the calendar based on what you're showing again through that include, where we have a breakdown then of the workload. So when we look at the workload here, you're going to see that we are grouped by employee right now. So benefit, I can get a clear line of sight by person as far as what they have on their plate and when those things are coming up. The timeline view works 2 weeks at a time. So I can go forward and take a look at things we have coming up for the future weeks. You can also group this by job. So if we look at the group by job option, now we have the work outlined or showing separated by job. So job 313 component 1, and working down, we can see all the way down to job 330 component 2. All right, well, thank you. And hopefully this shows you just one of the tools that we have available within the calendar, specifically with our timeline view, that you can actually leverage and use to show their workload. Thank you.
Our highly rated team is dedicated to the success of every client. If you're already an Advantage client and have questions, please contact software support. If you're not an Advantage client yet and want to see more, schedule a demo with our sales team. Thank you for joining us and have a wonderful day.